Mr. Derrick Jaxn. This is Pinky and Mr. Derrick Jaxn.
Y'all, it looks like Derrick Jaxn just hit the lowest point of his messy saga. He just found out his so-called new girlfriend is pregnant, but instead of popping bottles, he's wiping away hot tears of regret because that baby, it's not even his. After years of being the one who played, cheated, and manipulated, the tables have officially turned and Derrick is spiraling like never before. And who's standing there again, picking up his shattered pieces? None other than his wife Naia, the same woman he humiliated in front of millions, only to dump her for this very girlfriend. But this isn't just some everyday love triangle. The way this whole situation is unfolding has people asking some real questions. Does Naia finally hold all the cards now? Or is going back to him going to be the moment she truly snaps? Here's how the bomb dropped. Derrick's girlfriend, Tinky Love, the one he's been flaunting nonstop since his divorce, suddenly announced she's pregnant. At first, this could have been his happily ever after moment, but then she hit him with a plot twist that felt like a slap heard around the internet. The baby isn't his. She had been seeing another man the entire time, playing him right under his nose. And when Derrick found out, he didn't retreat into silence like he usually does when scandals blow up. Nope, this time he went live. His face was red, eyes puffy, voice cracking. He actually cried in front of thousands of viewers. This is the same man who used to mock other men for shedding tears over betrayal. And now he's on the receiving end, breaking down live for the world to see. Except this time, Naia's the one sitting in the power seat. And here's the wild part. Nobody felt sorry for him.
I cannot believe this shit here. Come on in here real quick, y'all. Come on in here. Look at this. Look at this. Okay? Side holes. Project holes. Okay? Section 8 holes. Taunting wives. Look at this here. Okay? Look at this. Look at it. This is Pinky. This is Pinky. And Mr. Derrick Jaxn. This is Pinky and Mr. Derrick Jaxn. Yeah. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can. I'm on mute. Hold on.
The comment section lit up like a circus packed with clown emojis and people calling it karma in 4K. Derrick built his entire image on being the perfect man, flaunting Naia as proof. But when his cheating was exposed, that brand crumbled like dust. And now, he's the one being betrayed in broad daylight. Honestly, no one can say he didn't see it coming. This ending was written from miles away, and tears were always going to be the final chapter. For context, Pinky Love first came onto the scene when Tasha K exposed Derrick's affair with her. And when Tasha steps up to that mic, she doesn't come empty-handed. She comes with receipts. She dropped a video of Pinky in bed, clearly feeling herself, bragging after being with a man. The guy's face wasn't visible, but it didn't take the internet long to connect the dots. Tasha said, "I just exposed the dirty foot Derrick Jaxn left his wife for. I don't even think he know." That one statement was enough to blow everything up. The video went viral within hours, and the comment section turned into a roast session. Fans were stunned at the sheer disrespect Derrick had shown his wife and the mother of his kids. Many said this kind of betrayal was bound to boomerang back at him eventually, and they were right. People were leaving comments like, "Say what? What the F?" This is so wrong on all levels. The disrespect that some women think is cute. Karma will come around, believe that. Sisters, married or not, never overstay your welcome. She'll have the last laugh either sitting opposite sides in the courtroom or looking down at him in a pine box. Men like this don't last. Karma is a batter bee and you will pay her. And now that Pinky Love has stepped out on Derrick and is pregnant by someone else, those comments sound less like shade and more like a prophecy fulfilled.
Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing, and some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with, but without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out, definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took.
But what really took this situation to the next level was how quickly Naia's name got dragged back into the spotlight. Everyone remembered what went down in 2021. Back then, Naia and Derrick faced a huge public scandal when influencer Candace DiMedarios came forward with proof she'd been one of Derrick's mistresses. She laid it all out, explaining how she and Derrick had been involved for months. He wasn't just talking to her, he was showering her with money and expensive gifts, making sure she felt special while publicly presenting himself as the faithful husband. According to her, they were constantly texting during the summer of 2020, and he even whisked her away to Miami for his birthday. As if things couldn't get any uglier, Candace claimed that she had been intimate with Derrick multiple times. And the wild part, he actually brought her into the same Atlanta home he shared with his wife and kids. According to her, she probably wouldn't have even gotten involved with him if he hadn't told her that he was already separated. At first, it sounded convincing, until she started noticing some real red flags. Derrick only messaged her on Snapchat, where texts disappear within 24 hours. That's when it hit her.
Every person speaking against the names Naia Jaxn and Derrick Jaxn in mockery, accusations, slanders, and lies, may the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slow.
He wasn't some separated man figuring things out. He was married, comfortable, and using her on the side like it was nothing. At first, Derrick tried to play innocent and denied everything, but when the pressure turned up and the evidence stacked high, he finally confessed. He admitted to cheating on his wife with multiple women, acknowledging that his actions went against everything he had vowed and were far from the standards he claimed to live by. And here's where things took an unexpected turn. When those cheating allegations first broke, Naia didn't walk away. Instead, she sat right next to him during his infamous YouTube apology video, holding his hand while he publicly apologized. She even told the world she forgave him. But when that video dropped online, it wasn't Derrick who became the internet's punching bag, it was Naia.
Your husband, at what age and how'd y'all meet?
At 19, we met in business calc class at Tuskegee University.
Hold on. So you met him shortly after your experience?
I did 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks after I met him in class, yes. Right, and so then we add on another layer, right? I went straight into a relationship. Even though it wasn't like immediately we started dating, but I met him and there was interest there. I went straight into that without even acknowledging, dealing with I pretended like it never even happened and got myself into a relationship.
People couldn't wrap their heads around why she'd defend him after all the betrayal. Twitter went crazy. Their YouTube comments were a mess, and TikTok was flooded with parody videos, especially mocking that bonnet she wore during the video. The internet turned her loyalty into a punchline. Fast forward to December 2022.
I would always get like a feeling, or he would touch me different, right? So after most victims are very sensitive to touch. And so any sign of him touching me, any type of, any different, I'm like, there has to be somebody else. There has to be,
You're
right?
talking about with a change of a touch.
With a change of a touch. There has to be, right? And so I would go snooping around because I'm a snooper.
Their relationship took another hit when Derrick filed for divorce. And honestly, nobody was shocked. He posted on Instagram, "Earlier this year, after much prayer, counseling, and deep consideration, we decided to go our separate ways and filed for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I found peace knowing that our mission of raising healthy children, starting with healthy and whole parents, is still being accomplished."
There was a lineup of us. We was passing each other on the stairway in and out.
No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all was not passing
You think this is a game.
You were not passing each other on the stairway. No, y'all wasn't.
We were passing each other on the stairway. Like, this is my shift from this time to this time.
The timing was cold. This announcement came just 1 month after Naia had gone on a heated Twitter rant, clapping back at critics attacking her marriage. She even lashed out at people defending her husband's wrongdoings. And just like before, she became the internet's target once again, mocked for fiercely protecting a man who had been lying to her face. To make it worse, Derrick filed for divorce just days after he was spotted out with another mystery woman. It felt like he was taking pleasure in embarrassing her over and over again. But Naia eventually decided she wasn't going to stay silent anymore. She came forward and told her side of the story. And that's when people realized just how dark their marriage really was behind the scenes. On the Dear Future Wife podcast, she laid everything bare. And the revelations stunned everyone listening. She started by explaining that she met Derrick on the campus of Tuskegee University, just 3 weeks after she had endured a deeply traumatic incident involving someone close to her. Instead of taking time to heal, she jumped straight into a relationship with Derrick, hoping it would fill the void. But what followed wasn't healing. It was a downward spiral. The interview went from emotional to chilling when Naia started revealing how she discovered his affairs. She said she could feel the shift in Derrick. Even the way he touched her felt different, like he was no longer the same man. That gut feeling pushed her to check his phone, and what she found shattered her completely. She explained that she became so consumed by the situation that she ended up knowing his mistress's bodies better than her own. She would scroll through their social media pages, zoom in on their pictures, and track their movements like a detective. She knew when they were meeting her husband. She even watched videos of them together, trying to understand what she was missing. And in one of the most heartbreaking admissions, she revealed that she started trying to imitate what they did, hoping it would make Derrick love her more, but it never did. Things got so twisted that she became familiar with these women to the point where they would literally pass each other on their way in and out of her marital bedroom. As she spoke, Naia looked emotionally drained, like she had finally come to terms with the fact that nothing she did was ever going to be enough for him. You can actually catch the exact moment Naia sums it all up as soul-crushing. And if you thought Derrick's shady behavior only started after they tied the knot, think again. She revealed that his cheating ways dated all the way back to their college days. Even back then, Naia was so deep in the relationship that when she discovered he was being unfaithful, she didn't have the strength to leave. Instead, when Derrick caught her crying, she'd make up excuses, pretending her tears were about something else. He was out here living like he had everything under control, thinking he held all the power. But what he didn't realize was that she had already started plotting how to reclaim her life. After years of emotional damage, Naia decided she wasn't going to let all that pain be for nothing. She made a bold move. She turned her heartbreak into a business. She launched a coaching program priced at $5,000 a head, teaching clients how to transform emotional pain, especially relationship trauma, into something profitable. She built an entire website for it, offering different infidelity recovery boot camps with programs ranging from $500 to $5,000. It was clear she was trying to rebuild herself and capitalize on the lessons she'd learned the hard way. But even with that strong front, fans noticed cracks starting to show. Her online presence took a sharp turn, and she became extremely religious, to the point where many began questioning whether she was in the middle of a breakdown. Her Instagram turned into a spiritual battleground. She posted intense videos of herself praying against enemies and snakes, using military-style language and declaring, "Welcome to biblical self-defense." This is your Rear Admiral Naia L. Jaxn of Yahweh's Special Warfare Command. We have received communication from our Commander-in-Chief, the God of Angel Armies, that contains classified intelligence and strategic instructions for the body of Christ. 0 to 300 hours intelligence came in from Yahweh. Each post seemed more intense than the last, and viewers couldn't ignore how unstable she appeared. Eventually, things got so concerning that she checked herself into a facility to undergo a mental health evaluation. She never shared the official results, but the fact that she took that step spoke volumes about her mental state. That's why so many people were stunned when news broke that Naia had decided to take Derrick back, now that he's dealing with just a fraction of the chaos he once caused her. Friends and family who've watched her teeter on the edge for years are deeply worried. Derrick met her when she was vulnerable, used her, and left her in pieces, to the point where she became almost unrecognizable. And now, with his own life crumbling, he's run right back to the same woman he broke. The heartbreaking part is that she hasn't fully healed from the first round, which makes it easier for history to repeat itself. This time, though, the stakes are way higher. It's not just about her heart anymore, it's about her entire well-being. Everyone's watching closely because how Derrick chooses to handle things now could either help her finally climb out of that dark place or drag her deeper into a pit she might never escape from. And Derrick? He's gone silent. No statements, no fake self-improvement posts, no slick explanations, just quiet. Meanwhile, Naia's standing beside him again, loyal, visible, and vulnerable. And that's what's making everyone nervous. Because if this story plays out the way it did before, she'll be the one who breaks while he walks away untouched. And this time, no one's confident she'll survive the fallout.